Spirituality and ascension are not the same thing. They have some commonalities, but they're not the same thing. So much of what we call spirituality, spiritual teachings, spiritual practices, spiritual teachers, gurus, that whole piece is a life preserver. It is something that people reach for when they go through their initial awakening. Because when you go through your awakening, it's an undoing. And typically it's been catalyzed by some kind of traumatic hell's door experience that somebody has gone through. Great loss, great illness, some kind of hell's door experience brought you to your awakening, and it undid you, and you reached out, and there was a life preserver there called spirituality. But that's what it is. It's a life preserver. And it's needed. I'm not judging. I've been teaching it, being a part of it. I did it. I wore it. I did all of the things. I am not judging. But what I'm bringing to you is permission and wisdom that the life preserver called spirituality needs to be let go of at some point. And for many people, this is what the next step is for them. I'm seeing it more and more in my sessions, in my group, in comments. I'm sensing and feeling into whatever access that I have to the matrix experience, and spirituality is going down with the ship. So, what does that mean for you? Understand that ascension is about becoming empty, completely empty of all beliefs, egoic 3D beliefs, spiritual beliefs, all practices, all paradigms, all labels, all beliefs, becoming empty of all of it. And it's not easy. So you awaken to this vast ocean that you are in of truths and not truths, and things that are loving and things that are not so loving. And you don't know who you are. And so you reach out for a life preserver. And that may be a ceremony, a circle, a person, a mentor, a group, a practice. It could be anything at all. All of those things were only ever meant to direct you back to yourself. But because we're human, and the back to ourself part's not something that we know how to do well, we latch on to the life preserver and think that the life preserver that is called spirituality is ascension and is the way home. And for many, many people, it's not. There are some that will kind of get the game here and figure out how to use the life preserver and empty themselves until it's a very slow release. But there are people, I was one of them, that latched onto that life preserver like it was literally going to save my life. So, spirituality, along with religion, is going down with the ship. If you are feeling like not very spiritual, if you are feeling like your spiritual friends and people or mentors just don't with you anymore, you don't resonate, you don't have fun, you don't like it, you don't feel called to spend time doing those things with those people, it's probably a sign from your higher self that it is time to let go of the life preserver and learn how to be in that vast ocean of truths and not truths and things and loving things and not loving things, to float in that and to learn how to be in that without a life preserver, where you become your own life preserver and you learn to trust that you are and have always been supported. That everything that you need to know and need to have will be provided on an as-needed basis, not on an as-needed basis based on what your ego thinks it needs to have or know, but in divine timing. This is a time to empty yourself and to cultivate faith and trust in every now moment. Waking up to the illusion of spirituality will leave you feeling duped, will leave you feeling angry, and you will probably grieve. And that too is a normal part of the process. If you have been a teacher of some kind, a guru, a mentor, a coach, someone who has facilitated certain practices in the spiritual community, and you go through this, don't judge yourself. Know that every single part of this practice, everything that you have done and all the people that you have touched, they were here for that experience. So there was never anything wrong. But there is a time to say that there's a time to let go. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't malicious. You didn't perpetuate anything that was untrue. None of those things. The same as the people you may have looked up to, they weren't trying to guide you down the wrong road. It was just a road that was available and one that was needed and one that many of us signed up to participate in. But it's time. And it's going to keep becoming more and more time, where more and more of us, more and more of the collective are going to be asked to let what we call spirituality go and truly come into the ascension path, which is about embodying and remembering that you are, in fact, a spirit, having a human experience. You always have been since the day you got here. And that, in fact, the human and the ego is the part that's the illusion. That's what you're waking up from. So cut yourself some slack. Be very, very gentle with yourself in these energies. Know that if this resonates for you at all, that it's okay. You didn't get it wrong. You didn't do any harm. But there's also time. It's time to let go and to go within so deeply so that you can learn how to float without a life preserver. I hope this helps you. Much love.